Hello, how are you? My name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to another episode of Grayscale Painting. Well, if you guys only knew how late in the evening / early morning this is at the time of this recording. It's about 1:20 a.m. I am wide awake, and no better time than the present to knock off another tutorial. Okay, I think we're going to deal with a little bit of water. If you look down below, I just have actually craft paint, alizarin crimson, Daler Rowney dark blue, Downer Rowney yellow so far. Okay, and we're going to get right to work on it. You do not see the water, you do not see the vegetable glycerin that I commonly use. Vegetable glycerin I use because it's a good extender retarder. It's water soluble. It works well with heavy body paints. Okay, which is what I prefer. All right, and we're gonna get right on to it. I'm gonna take my normal standard beat down 2-inch flat brush, which I usually use to apply the glycerin. We're gonna work on the clouds. First, the brush looks like this. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go back up here to the board. I'm gonna get a little bit of the glycerin. Now, glycerin becomes more watery as the air touches it, but it does come out of the bottle like syrup. Okay. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. Okay. Forgive the shadow there. The lighting situation is a little different. I got my main light blocked off, so which is why you see the shadow. I am doing the painting on 11 by 15-inch watercolor paper, 150-pound weight. Okay, you don't need too much of the glycerin. Really, like I say, a little goes a long way. My room is relatively warm, so it might not stay very wet very long. Okay, the warmer your room is, the faster this stuff will tack up and dry on you. Okay, now I want to kind of maybe work with a little purple in the sky today. So I'm getting a little touch of blue. I'll put it over here. A little blue, a little red. I'm using very deep colors actually, because I want it to be kind of an evening scene. Okay, put a little red in that. That's good. And I'm gonna get a touch of white and pop it in there. You'll see the actual color that I'm looking for there. Okay, that's a very nice color. And we're gonna take it and we're gonna do nice little X strokes there. I'll just cover it all. I can get it as dark as I would like to. All right. What I'm gonna add is just more red and more blue together. I'm gonna deepen the color. Now you can have purple a little more on the red side, a little more on the blue side. It's whatever floats your boat. Okay. As you can see, I want it a little darker. We'll smooth all of that out. Okay, something like that. Let that soak a little bit. I'm going to take a very large brush. It's just a very large makeup brush. All right. And I'm just going to get the streak marks out of there. I'll just very lightly, just circular motions. Basically, I'm just smoothing out the streak lines. Now, if I go a little bit below the tape, that does not matter. It's okay. Okay. Now, glycerin lays on top, or the paint will lay on top of the glycerin. So you might see some circular streak lines, and it doesn't matter because it flattens out when it dries. Okay. The more you do it, the more it blends in. I'm gonna take a very soft Hake brush and I'm gonna smooth all this out even more. Okay. You don't necessarily have to add use glycerin. You can use for this stage you can use water if you would like. Okay, I'm gonna take a soft hake brush. I got one that's 3 inches wide here, very soft, and I'll take it and continue to smooth it off in X strokes. Just smooth it out. I'm not looking for a perfect type of flat sky. No interest in that really. Just like that. Just all right. So I like a little bit of action going on in there. Like I said, I really don't need it to be too dark. I can get it that way, but I don't need it to be that dark. I'm just cleaning off the brush. I usually have a beach towel on my lap. I didn't put it on my lap. There we go. So as I'm looking at this, I feel it can be a tad darker. Just a tad. I'm looking for my other brush here. Now I'm gonna still use my large mop brush, so I'm not gonna clean it just yet because I still want my clouds to be a little darker than that. So I'm going back into my blue, go a little bit into my red. I want my sky to be darker, not clouds. Forgive me. Right up in the corner, like that. Now I'm gonna just play in the right here with that darkness, just like that. Okay, I'll keep that patch in there. When you get accustomed to doing certain things, if you find a method that you enjoy, might not be mine, it could be somebody else's, stick with that, go with that, and just keep practicing with it and you'll get it. Once again, very light, 3 hairs and some air. Okay, very light with the brush, and you see it start to flatten out and it starts to blend. Okay, I'm not gonna go so heavy-handed. You don't need to be. You see that this brush is kind of rounded there. I'm only using really the top part. Okay, and you can feel it. You'll get used to it. You'll get accustomed to it. You'll start feeling the hairs. And as you can see me doing this, if my hand isn't in the way, I think my hand's in the way of this vantage point. I think you can hear it past the TV there. There we go. And the more you stay in one spot, the more it kind of blends in. Okay. Like I said, you'll be able to feel it. You'll know what's going on with it. I'm borrowing some of that dark color and I'm bringing it around. Vary your hand pressure. Okay. There we go. Something like so. See, I'm not worried about all of that down there. Okay. Once again, very lightly. Yes, I can do, even with this brush, I can kind of X-stroke wave it, smooth it out a little bit. Just like that. You just keep playing and blending. All right. Let's get, because I'm going to add some clouds in here. Now the glycerin is still wet. Okay. I have different varieties of brushes. I'm going to use a soft brush. I think I'll play with this one today. Makeup brush, look down here. I'll put it here. You guys can see it here. Okay. All right. I'm just going to tap a little bit of that white in there, and I'm going to play around in this, the bluish purple. Get some more white. Just like that. Okay. It's going to pick up some of that color anyway. All right, and here we go. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going circular motions. I'll get a nice little shape going on maybe from right here. I was gonna do the rolling thing, but I think this will do fine. Just like that, and I'll come down. I'm thinking more or less the outside edge than anything else. Just like so. Okay. And just pat it in there. Now with this brush, besides all that tapping I'm doing, I can actually kind of roll it around and blend it right into that sky, real gentle like. Okay. I'm going to go back into my white and watch this. Watch. I'll come here and do it. Get a little brighter. I'm turning my brush around here, right by the border here, right in there. Okay. Now remember, this paint is still wet. Okay. Still wet. I'm going to get a little more purple. Mix it in with my white. And we're going to kind of pop one in here like this. Come up there. And just give a nice little line right about in there. Okay. Now, even though I did that, that's going to be nice little groundwork for my clouds. You'll see. I'll put this brush back. I'm going to use another one, a smaller mop brush. Oh, let's use, we can use this fella right here. I'll show it to you. It's slightly smaller. It's got more of a rounded tip there. Okay. And right now, I'll just kind of lightly move these guys around. I don't want to get rid of too much of the values in it, but I am going to make some of the bottoms disappear a little bit. Just a little bit there. Just like that. It's faded away. Real gentle like. I'll do it again with this one. I'll fluff up a little bit of the top edge, blur it a little bit so it doesn't have such a strong, sharp edge. Down below here, start fading some stuff. I'll fade this in out here on the bottom there like that. Still keeping some of those values in there. Okay, this one here is a little closer to us. A little brighter, a little closer. I'm just smoothing out some areas. Just like that. Just like so. Very, very soft brush. Very, very gentle, very soft. Okay, which is giving you that nice blend. Okay. All right. I'm going to get an even smaller brush. They're all makeup brushes, very gentle. I'm going to dip into my white. We're going to play around with just a few little highlights. You see I got very little paint on the brush. I'm ready to get some nice distinct highlights going here. Up on the tops really. And I'm going to just pat because I want the brightness to be on the edge. Okay. Very little paint. Just on the edges there. Just like that. I'm wiping off the paint off the brush and I'm just going to tap those little corners there. Tap them downward. You don't necessarily have to do this on the edge like I'm doing. If you don't desire that look, you can guide these clouds any which way you want, really. Okay, I'm wiping off my brush on a towel and I'll just pat in the values that I'm looking for. Very simple. Let me show you something here. Okay, like this fella here, soft edges. So why would I do the edge if they're soft? So you go a little bit below that edge and you can pop one right up in here like this. And maybe a little something right in here. Okay, just like that. Now watch what I'll do here. See that? And you just guide it. I'm just tapping. Just tapping away there. Very gentle. Right in here, same thing. And Make that fade away a little bit. Come up in here. And I'm just tapping. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not really roughly brushing anything in. Just like that. Okay, let's go to the next one up there. This filler around here, once again, very soft, but we can add a little something right up in here, and maybe a little something playing around up in there like that. All right, and we're gonna play with the tail end of that, the back end. Let's tap it right into the previous color there. You can have it as strong or as soft as you would like. Right now, like I said, I'm just tapping it. This paint is the glycerin still kind of wet, a little tacky. Helps in blending. And that's really what you see right now, what's going on there. So we got some bright edges, but they're not really overpowering. And yes, you can go in circular motions if you want. Like I say, it's really up to you how you want to blend and shape your cloth. This is your universe. You do what you will. Okay. I'm going to use a bigger brush, same soft brush, and we're going to get some darker clouds. Believe it or not, I'm going to use this dark brush. Look down here with me. A little bit of red, a little bit of blue, just like that. Okay. The slightest bit of white. I'm gonna just play around with some clouds in there. Let me get a little bit more blue. Maybe I'll just tease the blue a little bit. See if I can get some. Nope. A little bit of red. I'm gonna put a little bit of red in that blue. There are little subtle hints of clouds back there behind the moon there. This is more preference than anything else. You don't necessarily have to do this. Okay. I'm gonna get the tiniest hint of white, and I'll play with it a little bit. Looks like something is hiding around there. Real subtle. See? Get some dark blue. Now I could have used another brush, but I want really gentle. Like a little hint of something playing around in there in that corner. There. And once again, very gently. I might even put a little bit of white in there, just to tease, just a couple little stripes of white in there. Doesn't have to be glaring or anything like that. Just a little bit of something back there. So you know you're playing around in that dark a little bit there. Just wiping off the brush a little bit. I'm gonna just kind of lightly, just like that. Come around in here a little bit. Very subtle. Just like that. Okay. Very moody. Blues and purples. Remember, there's a moon over there. Okay. All right. I'm just going to put it back. Okay, let's take an X-Acto knife. Let's remove that moon there. Okay. Be careful with your X-Acto knife. Be very gentle. You're gonna lift. You're gonna pull as you lift. Pull into your moon. Okay. So if you get a tear, it tears into the moon and not outside your paper. So a slight pull, You're pulling, like I say, into the moon there. All right. Now be careful, because if you do use glycerin, and the glycerin goes across the tape is not porous like paper, and so that glycerin sits on top of the tape. Yes, it does. So if you don't want purple fingers, just be mindful of that. Okay. All right. All right. So there's our moon so far. We're going to get interesting little patterns on the moon. We're going to play around with that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take I'm going to take a flat brush here. I'm going into my water. I'm just want to use some of this paint that I already have, which is the bluish there. I'm going to add some white to it. Right, I'm just going to let's play around with the moon a little bit. And like I said, I'm just going to, this is just a base color. It's water. And the previous color is the paint. As you see, it's lighter than my clouds. So if you go over the lines, it's not going to really matter too much. Don't worry about it being perfectly colored in. That's going to actually help. Okay. You want little textures like little craters and all of that. So don't worry about your moon being perfectly colored and everything looking perfect at this stage. I'm going into my water, going into my bluish purple paint that I previously put on the glass. You look down here, you'll see it. And basically you're blocking all this in. Block it in. The most important part right now really is blocking in this color. Don't worry about it being too light or anything like that. We're gonna take care of all of that. Remember, the light's coming more or less from this side anyway, so it's gonna be a little darker on the left-hand side. No glitter or anything. This is just just the water and the paint. Okay. And if you go outside of it, don't worry about it, because it's lighter than your background. So you're not really doing anything, you're not scarring anything. And so you're just blocking it all in anyway. Just like that, just block it in. There, much like that. Looks like a hot mess, and that's great. Trust me, that's great. Okay, let's work on, now remember, even though you see the light on, well, you don't see it yet, but the clouds are kind of lit, but the highlight is really coming from over here on this side. And we're gonna make this work, all right? Don't fret. Hashtag don't panic. Let's get some texture going with that guy too. So we'll do the texture first, and then we'll work on the water, and we'll come back to the moon. Okay. Now the great thing about doing water with the paint is that it dries very fast, as you can see. Okay. So we're gonna throw some texture in there. I guess I'll use a brush that has more of a stipply type of effect to it there. I guess I'll use this guy. This will work. This is a round brush. Okay, it's a big one, a size 10 round. I'll put it right here. You guys get to see it. There you go. But look at that. You see that? We're going to use that top. All right. Look down here with me. Let's go into our white. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll tap it in. I'll turn the brush around. You see what it looks like? Okay, we'll kind of dip that into that bluish, kind of reddish mix there like that. All right. Okay. Let's have a little fun. We're just going to take it and do one of those numbers. It's not bright enough, believe it or not. Get some more white paint. And here we go. See, just touch. See that little strong tap? You can do this on canvas also. Pretty much near the edge, if anything. Get it as close to the edge as you can, as close as you can. And this is the light half anyway. Just pop it in there. Get it as close as you can to that edge. And if you get a little nervous, that's fine. Just like so. Okay. We're gonna go into our blue. Tap that blue in there. Look down here. See the blue right there? A little bit of that purple. Put it in there. Blue and red, rather. Get that alizarin crimson. Put it right in there. Now it's got white in it also, but as you can see, look, see how dark it will get on you. And this is how you get your roundness. Get some patches a little stronger than others, especially around that back end. In that middle, really put some in there. Make sure it kind of snakes around like that a little bit there. Just tap it in there. And you just look at it. Okay. Don't worry, we'll smooth things out a little bit. Yeah. It's not hard to smooth it out. But you kind of want those cratery looks to it. Okay. That's all. Alright, let's clean off this brush real fast. We're going to go nothing but solid white now. I don't necessarily have to use a brush this size. I can use a smaller one. I'll show you. Same type of look, smaller brush, pure white. Okay. Right here in the beginning, or in the front here. And we're just gonna give it some nice little taps right around that edge there. It's like this. We'll kind of see that. The brighter the highlight, the less of it you need. So just be very mindful. Okay. But we're definitely going to round out this part here. Bring some on the other side, get a nice little line going, and get some more white. Get some direct little patches in there like that. Like so. Okay, just like so. Now we're going to tie all that together. Very easy, very slick way to tie it all together. Let's get a well, I got a very tiny liner brush. I'm gonna water up some of this paint. This is craft paint. I'm not using a real thick paint. I'm getting water, get it to a very inky consistency. It's a very tiny, very fine brush. Watch. Now we're gonna start outlining the moon a little bit. Yeah, you're a big kid now. Okay. All right. Don't rush this. Just like that. Come on around. Let's do it on the bottom here. Smooth out your moon a little bit. Just like that. Bring some of that line. A little bit of residual light. Now you see that roundness now? If you don't, wait till I pull back. You'll see it. You'll see it. But you see how easy that was? You can do the same exact thing. All right, so let's pull back. Let's see what we have so far. All right, and that's what it looks like in relation to the clouds so far. Okay, this is what we got there. Okay, let's do a little playing still. I'm gonna take a, I'll take a filbert. There's no real reason why I'm using the filbert. It's just that there's some brushes that I like when I do certain things. Look down here with me. I'm getting a little bit of red, a little bit of blue. Make it pretty dark. Okay, stir it pretty good. Make it fairly dark. Okay. The darkest red you have, the darkest blue you have, mix them together and get you a very deep maroon. All right. Depending if you want a little bit on the red or the blue side. Okay. It's time to play. Remember these clouds here? You don't really see them. It's time to put one right in front of that moon like this. Look at this. Watch. Get really cloud shapey there. Come out here. Make another little, and you just bring it right on out here like that. Look at this. Cross it right into that other one there, like that. And we're gonna kind of tap that around, just like that. And I'm not stroking, I'm just tapping. Okay, that's all. Bring it out here a little bit. Get a darker line, a thin line, kind of this way, just like this. Okay, and we're gonna come down here and we're gonna blend that out a little bit. Here we go. We're gonna darken this up and give them a slight one right down below there, just like that. See that? How's that? See, nothing but mysterious stuff happening there. Okay. We're gonna put another one in there, a slight one. Get some more red, getting some more blue. Mix it in, make it fairly dark. Look down here. I'm not adding any water or anything, just pure paint, pure paint. Okay. We're gonna pop a little bit of that. We're gonna really kind of surround this fellow a little bit. Let's go from here, right from here. Look at this, going the other way. See that? And just kind of, it's disappearing into there, just like that. See this? Yeah, just like that. See, you don't need too much. Okay. So let's pull back. Let's see what that looks like. There. So we should be perfectly framed in the camera there. And that's what she's looking like now. Remember, you got all sorts of cute little things. Let's get a little bit of white. The smallest amount of white. All right, we're going to tease a little bit of highlight in there. Right in here. Just see this? You don't want it too much. You don't want too much of this. Okay. Just a little bit. That's why I'm using the smallest amount of white. Okay. Throw a little bit of love up in there like that. Don't need too much. It's like a little hint that, we got a little something churning around in here. Just like that. And remember where the light source is coming from. Okay, it's coming from the right. Okay. It's like that. I don't need to add too much. As a matter of fact, I really should leave it alone. I'm kind of liking what I see. Yeah, it's like that. A little bit in here. I'm burying some of that blue in there. Okay. A little bit. That's about it. I don't really want to play around too much with that. And that should be about it for that. All right. Okay. And clean out your brushes very well. And as you know, I commonly use a very small color palette because my stuff is more or less geared for beginners. Okay. All right. I think I am somewhat happy, satisfied with what I have so far with that crazy sky. Okay. Some of that glisten is just about dry also. But okay. So we have the sky more or less pretty much a done deal with that. Okay, so let's peel off this. All right, let me set up myself here. Okay, we're back. We are going to work on the bottom half, which will be the water. Okay, I'm going to take, oh, this will be a good one here. This is a number 12 flat. This guy here. We're going to use him. I'm going to wet the bristles first. We're going to take a little bit of glycerin. Look down here. Right in here. I'll put the glycerin right in here this time. Okay, I'm going to mix up some nice blue. Now glycerin also makes your paint a little transparent. You get a little bit of red in there, darken it up with the glycerin. It's not water, this is all glycerin. All right. So instead of putting the glycerin on the paper, we're going to just put it right here on the palette, mix our colors. Okay. And basically, I'm just blocking in the water for right now. Okay. Get it as close as you can to that horizon line. If you can't get it super close, that's okay for right now. That's all right, it's fine. Get it as close as possible. If you're a little worried, I understand. But remember, this is a transparent color, so it's a little bit lighter right now. Now, when you get towards the part where the white is, clouds, keep it as straight as possible. We're gonna put a glowing line across there anyway for the horizon line. But as long as you get that part covered, you're good. Come down here. Now remember, we got the glycerin on here, and we're just gonna block all that niceness in. We're gonna block it all in. We're gonna do all sorts of stuff with the water. I'm gonna show you that it's not as difficult as you would think. Don't worry about this line that I'm putting up here. It's all right. And we're gonna block all that in. Just block it in. Just block it in. This is just glycerin and the paint right now. And I am on watercolor paper, so it is going to dissolve. I did not pre-treat the watercolor paper, so it's going to sink right in. Don't worry about the line there. Don't worry about that. We're going to add all our shading and values and stuff like that a little bit later on. Okay. But this painting is going to be a nice cool painting. What I mean by cool, I mean the colors. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So as you see me do this, you see the streaks. Don't worry about the streaks. As it dries, those streaks are flattened out. Okay, like I say, once again, do not worry about this dark line up top where the horizon line is, all up here. Don't worry about that. I am going to get it as close to the horizon line, that dark line, as I can. Yes, I am pressing, but once again, don't worry about that. That can be taken care of. All right, so don't worry about all of this in here. Well, I'm not worried about that. Just lightly go over that. It's no big deal. All right, let's get some more of that blue. Okay, we'll put it right here. A little bit of red. Put it right in there and get it pretty dark. Just like so. No glycerin. Just that nice dark paint. Okay, because it's going to be obviously darkest with us, or it's going to be darkest here. All up in here. You see all that nice deep color we got there, and we'll kind of fade it up here a little bit, back and forth, back and forth. I'm moving my whole arm, in case you're wondering. Moving the whole arm. Okay, and then I'm gonna come back down. It gets fairly dark. I'll spread it out there. Spread that out, spread it out, spread it out, just like that. Nice and smooth. Just like so. And just keep it fairly deep down here. Okay. Just like that. Once again, don't worry about this dark line right here. That dark line, you'll barely see it when it's all over. Okay. Now, I can have a nice calm scene here. I can have a wavy scene in here. Okay. Really, it's kind of up to you what you want to portray. You follow me? Okay. We're going to use this dark to our advantage today, since I made plenty of it and I'm a stickler about wasting paint. So let's take some of this with the same brush. And we're going to put some little bits of wave action in there. Since this is further away, okay, you see this? Just like that. They're shorter. Just like so. Just like that. Especially on this side. Let's keep it on this side for right now. Okay. As we get closer, they get a little darker. I know you guys don't really see any correlation yet, but you will. But you got to have it fairly deep, fairly dark. Okay. Just like that. Wait till you see what I'm going to do with this. Okay. Yes, you might not see it yet, but you will. You will. But we definitely need that dark. We need that dark. More around in here than anything else on this side. I want it fairly darkened up in here. Darken it over here in this corner pretty good. And we're going to keep it in a horizontal vein. All right. I think some of you might even see where I'm trying to allude to here. A little bit in here, but fairly dark. Keep it dark right in here. Not really too much here. I'll put a few love taps over here in the corner, only on the corner here, right in here. Just like that. Just not too much. Remember, they're pretty small back here. All right. Not too much. Some of you might get a clue of what I'm trying to do here. Now remember, I didn't put the highlights in, just the darks. Okay. And I'm not going too far. But basically, what you're looking at is an uneven shine of light in there. You got me? Okay. All right. Toothbrush and do it. A flat toothbrush would be best, but I tend to have this angled thing. We're gonna work with it though. Going to my craft paint. Okay. Now my paint should be loose enough for what I'm about to do. I'm gonna put a tester over here on the side. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. The closer you are, the more control you have over it. But right here, where the moon is, I'm gonna take my brush very close and be very gentle with it. And I'm gonna add some little sparkles of water right here. It's glistening off of from the moon glistening. Okay. Now this is pure paint, so it dries quite fast. Okay. I know you guys are hearing those weird animal sounds. You're probably wondering what the heck am I watching, right? Just like that. I'm gonna spread it out a little bit. Just like that. Come on down, straight down with it. Just like that. Okay. Most of that glow will be in the center. Well, kind of fade it. I'm getting as close as I can to the edge here. Don't worry about all of this, because that can be just wiped away. I'm not really worried about that. Okay, that I'm not too concerned about. You can have some heavier ones in here if you would like. Remember, this is just pure paint right now. So I'm just kind of thickening up the center part. Just like that. I'm gonna get a little bit more of the craft paint. Be careful, be very careful. Okay. I'm just gonna tighten up that center line, brighten it up a little bit, just the center. A distinct brightness in the center there. Don't worry about none of this up here. I'll just wipe it away real quick. There. Okay. Now, as I will expand this stuff, you'll see in a second. All right, that should work just like that. All right. Wipe off an old toothbrush here. Remember, use an old toothbrush. Don't use your husband's, no matter how mad you are at him. Okay. So we've got that established. We got our darks established in there. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna dip my script liner brush in water. This script liner had seen its battles. Okay, but you put a little water in it, looks like that. Let's look down here. I'm gonna fill my little script liner with water. Got to get the paint to an inky consistency. Now this is not chalk paint. This is not titanium white. This is just craft paint, apple barrel craft paint. All right. All right, here we go. You kind of need plenty of water for this. Let's work from over here. We're gonna add little shines of glistening water around here. Now, with this paint and with this brush, I'm using my whole hand here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in like a diamond-like pattern. And I'm making the play off of the dark that we've already established here. You follow me? So it's not too hard to follow to get the little shine of water. All right, because you're making a play off of the dark that you've already established. And I'm doing it in a kind of a diamond shape. All right. So if you look at my pattern here, I'll get one like just diamond shape. Okay. Much like that. Try to keep it nice and smooth. Okay. Now, this might look a little bit glaring for you, but remember, this stuff dries. All right, so a lot of that glaring you see will kind of calm down a little bit, just like so. Now, just because you see me paint a lot of this water, don't necessarily mean there won't be any land. All right, remember, you do things in stages here. Okay. And you're gonna cross some of them, just like that. It's like, this is not too bad for beginners to learn. And I'm pretty much, doing it over here on one side, as you can see. I'm twirling my brush around also, just like that. Bring some of that there. You got to do a couple of these on the other side also. Keep it horizontal as you can. As you can. I'm twirling the brush around. Bring some into that sparkle that you created there. I'm gonna kind of eke a few of those this way too. Just like that. Just a little bit. Bring it up in there a little. Just like that. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll pull it back in a few minutes. All right. I'm still checking. Still looking. Now the next part of this will be relatively simple. All right, because we'll establish a little bit of land here in the front. Probably something fairly simple, fairly gentle. We'll put something up in there. Maybe even a rocky bank or something, but we'll put something there. Okay. We can get to that right now, as a matter of fact. All right. So we're gonna still keep it pretty much. Keep it right in here. Oh, before I do that, let's do this. Let's get this over with. Let's take a palette knife. Okay. Look down here. See where this white is? I'm gonna take some of this white. I'll put it, for right now, we'll put it, can you see? Yes, you guys can see it. We'll put it right here. Okay. Just like that. You don't need too much. This is very thin paint. Wipe right across. So you got a nice little thin line there. Okay. Hopefully it's right at the edge. We're gonna come here, bravery test for some of you. Right here, we're gonna establish that horizon line. Give it a nice little press. Look at that nice little line. Try to keep it as straight as you possibly can. Give it a little press. Okay. Now some of my paints came off. That's okay. Go back across, do it, get another one. And you just continue. Keep it straight as you can. Now that one wasn't too straight, but that's okay. I can actually get away with it. Right under the moon. It's got to be a little bit of love in there, a little stronger. So I'm just getting a little paint, just putting it right under the moon here, just like that, right up under that moon there, just like that. And that's basically it. That's all. That, in order to sell all of this, the foreground has to be the darkest thing there, because this painting is really kind of cool, laid back. The only kind of warm thing really is where you can't see. It's the light purple up in here, which has tinges of red in it. But that's just from the mixture of the red and blue. Okay, because we created our purple. We didn't use dioxazine purple or anything. That we just made our own purple. Okay. All right. I want to add some more dark to this side, even with the white. So before I move on, let's get a little bit of, you know what, let's use water this time. A little bit of water into this dark mix here. We're going to make a nice little glaze. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit of red. Let's put a little bit of red in that. This nice little soupy, watery mix here. This is water. Nope, not glycerin. Put a little blue in it. Just keep mixing. There. So we got a little transparent paint working here. Okay. And I'm using water, not using glycerin or anything like that. All right. So I just want it a little darker here. Just thicker darkness here, right up in here. You're not getting rid of all that white like you think you are. Trust me, you're not. Just adds to and just keep building up on it. Some streaks are wider, some streaks are a little more narrow, and you're coming right from the edge of the taped paper or canvas if you're using canvas. But as you see, I'm not getting rid of all that white. This is more of a glaze, and plus it looks smoother this way. And you're just getting those little nuances of the water. You know, water has different levels of those same colors, just like so. And this is not glycerin, it's just pure water for right now. And I can create some darker stuff happening there. I'll sneak some of that dark way up in here like that, just like that, little fine little lines here and there. And it kind of shows off that brightness a little bit there, just like so. We can add a little bit of that love to the other side. The other side only has a little bit, so you don't have to see this. See? Make it uneven. Bring some out, bring some in, reel it in a little bit. Bring some of that dark in there. See, just subtle stuff. Okay, really subtle, like so. Now, with that darkness surrounding that, it brings it out more. Okay, and that's just a glaze, just water. Same color, just using water. All right. This technique, or these techniques that I'm showing you, doesn't necessarily have to apply only to a seascape or anything. Okay, this is just a technique I'm showing you, and I'm just happening to paint a water scene with it. All right, I mean, if you needed to paint a cow in a barn, you can use pretty much the same glazing techniques. You can use the same techniques. Okay, so we got a nice little clean surface to play around with here. Okay, let's get some land going. I'm going to use, once again, probably a wide brush. I need a white. I think this one will do fine. All right, so let's get some blue, put it right here. Let's get some red, put it right here, making purple again. But this time, see that yellow that we've been neglecting? Slap that yellow in there. Got some nice dark sand color now. So what I did was create purple and then use the purple's opposite, which gives me this really kind of funky green gray that's going on. Now if I add white to this, okay, see that? Now that will make a good sand color, make a good color for rocks. Okay, depending on how much. See, now I got a lot of blue in it, which is why it's turning that weird greenish. Now I can kill some of that by adding what's left of red I got. Okay, which will kind of, if I have more red, it'll tone it down. Okay, I guess I'll throw a little bit of alizarin crimson in there, just a little bit, a slight bit there. Now that's too much. I won't use all of that, just a dot of that, just a little bit of that. I'll use a little bit of red, pop it in there. See that? Okay, there we go. See that red tint we have going on there? Okay. Now, you see how that looks? Okay. Pop that yellow in there. Now you got a sand color. See that? Can you see the colors that I've gathered now? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's play. Okay. Let's come up here. We're going to We'll do it this way. We'll come this way. Come this way, come this way. Just like that. Okay, we'll block this in. This is all paint, so it's going right over the other stuff. Okay, and I think I made a nice share of this paint, so we don't have to really mix anymore. So this is a good blocking in paint, blocking in stage right here with this color. Come right down there, just like that. Okay. Since this is pure paint, just give it a few moments here to dry up. And remember, this is the blocking in stage. Okay. Get some more of that. Put it right on top. And move it around. Come down here, add some more of that love right in here. Just like so. Okay. There. Okay. I think I got enough for what I want to do next. I think. We're about to find out. Usually make enough of this stuff, because I'm going to try to do a one stroke deal for this, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get away with it. I think I might have enough, maybe. We'll see here. Let's go right about here. I'm trying to get some of this color on one side of the brush only. I'm just using the corner of the brush right now. Okay, and I'm gonna wipe back and forth. I might not have enough for this. Like I say, we'll see. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna just test it out here. Nope. Let me get a little glycerin here. Glycerin to thin out the paint a little bit. You see if I got enough now to get it. Not too bad. I'll go back and forth. Gently, kind of give me a nice one stroke blend into that water there. Just like that. I'm gonna need some more. I have to mix some more. Wow, I don't got enough red. Yeah, I got enough blue. We're mixing some more. Real quick, only on one side of the brush. One side of the brush only. Get a little bit of yellow in there. One side of the brush. Tap a little bit of white in there. There we go. So hopefully you guys get the idea of what I'm doing here. There we go. See, it's only on one side of the brush I'm doing this. I'm gonna come slightly down this way. Get that fade going right here too. You'll see what I'm getting at here. All this down here don't matter. That fade does, though. You'll see what I'm getting at. Okay, let's get a little bit more yellow, a little more red. Put it in there. Pop some blue in there real quick. Pop it right in there, just like that. As you can see, I got more red, and it's fine right now. That's okay. That is A-okay. We're at the ending stage of this painting. I'm gonna get a little dot of blue. Don't need too much blue. Only a little dot of blue. Put it right in there. Just like that. See this? It's a darker sand color. That's all. Okay. Right down in here. I'm not gonna go too far, but got to be on the bottom though. Okay, and it's a nice little fade into the other color. Come down here, right where that tape is, kind of, and we're gonna go back back and forth, get a nice little blend of that dark there. Just like so. Okay. All right. Gotta let it tack up a wee bit. Okay. A little bit of blue, a little bit of red, no yellow, just a little bit of dark right here. Everything's in stages, guys and ladies. Very lightly, very light, very light, very light. Don't force it. You see how we gradually get some of that dark in there? I'm right here by the tape. I'm on the edge of the tape line here. There we go. Okay. Just like that. And we're going to leave it alone. We're really close to being finished, believe it or not. All right, let's put this guy back. Let's use today, since we used the toothbrush, we're going to use another one. We're going to use the old fan brush here. Okay. Let's wet the fan brush up a little bit. Let's get some of that dark. It might need to be a little darker, so we'll add a little bit more blue in there. Let me still mix it in there. And then we're gonna get a little touch of red. We'll pop it in there. Ready? Of course not, but you know, let's pop some nice dark sand rocks in there. Just like that. Put it right in there. Now this is just water and paint. Give it a little chance. It'll dry after a while. That was a little thick right there. We'll get rid of some of that. That's okay. All right. I'm getting a little white. We'll mix it in there like that. We'll throw a little bit of yellow in that white. Yeah. Right up around here, we'll add some little beads of. See that? So if we get a little sand pebbles and whatnot happening in there. All right. But that's not all. Just like those infomercials, wait, there's more. Let's use our script liner. Get a little bit of water in the script liner. Look down here. Get some of this dark. Maybe a little more blue. Pop a little more dark in there. Okay, up in here in the sand area, we'll throw little patches of little grassy things in there like that. Kind of curl it around a little bit. Make them pretty dark. Let's get some red in there. I need it pretty deep. A little dark color there. Now, if I have to, I have no shame. I will use black if I gotta, really put it in there. But little sand patches. We'll put some red in here like that. There we go. See, something fairly dark. And I'm mixing. It's mixing in with the paint there. Make these a little larger. Okay. And we'll pop one right in here. Just a few little fellas, just like that. Go the other way with it. Okay, maybe a couple over here. I don't need too many of them. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Like I said, I don't need too many of them. I can get them a little thicker here. Right up here in this corner, they can be a little thicker. just like so. All right. No more than that. So hopefully when I post this, you guys will see it a little plain. Okay, we're not done yet. We got our final stage, but I have to wait a few seconds for this to kind of dry a little bit. But I am going to cheat again, because I know technically I'm not finished, but I'm going to throw my signature in here because we're really close to being finished. I'll put the signature right here in the corner. Right here in the corner. Okay. That's one thing about craft paint. Because it's not super thick, I can kind of eke out a pretty decent signature here. But I do thank you guys for watching this. Like I say, I'm almost done with this. There. Okay, that's enough of that. Like I say, at the time of this painting, it's already the next day. Technically, actually, it's July 4th, to be honest. So now you know exactly how far ahead I am with doing these tutorials on for my Monday night shows. Okay, we're almost there. I'm gonna show you something real neat. Okay, with this funny looking purpley water we got here that's kind of faded into the ocean here. It takes a palette knife, and I'm gonna do a real simple, like a little line of some of the water is kind of crested in there a little bit. Okay, really nice little effect. I don't need too much of this paint. Okay, look down here with me. Don't need too much of this paint. A little wipe across. Okay, and we're just gonna, now this is very simple to do. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go inside. See where it's starting to fade out at? That's kind of the perfect way to do it. Here, do it this way if you want to try it out. Look at my knife. Okay, look at the bottom of the paper right here. Okay, and look at where my knife is. He sees it's level, or it's level with the horizon line. Okay, now being level with the horizon line, I'm gonna go right off the tape here. Level with the horizon line. Okay, and you're just gonna do a little wavy. Okay, and you just go in kind of a S shape with it. All right. Little, see this? One of those shapes. Look at this. See that? Okay, see how easy that is? Very simple, very simple. All right, we'll do some tiny ones. Right up in here, go into the water a little bit, into the water, and see that? Kind of wave it in there like that. Okay, come around in here a little bit. See that? Okay. So you got some little frothy, foamy things going around. We can put a little curve or something right in there. Not really too much there. Come down here like that. All right. I'll stop messing with it. As you see, I can do this, and you don't have to have a giant palm tree in here or anything like that. I'll kind of break some of that up in there. There we go. Break some of that up. If they're too thick, you kind of open those up a little bit like that. Okay. If they're a little thick, wave it around like that. Looks like the water's just breaking up a little bit. Put some up in there like this. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. I can get rid of a little bit of that. Now this painting, I'm gonna pull back, obviously. And as usual, I usually start with the brown frame first. Okay. And this is what it would look like in a brown frame. Okay. Because of the brown frame and that white border is breaking up some of the, it's covering up some of the painting. If I want to add my signature or whatever, just move it up a little bit. The signature would be like right around here. All right. And it still frames it pretty well with the moon and the clouds and whatnot. Or you can go a little higher. Okay, like so. All right, let's see what we got here with the black frame. There, how will she look like with the black frame? Okay, and once again, you can move it up a little bit, or you move it down a little bit to the corner. Okay, if I want to see the signature or not, it's really neither here nor there, but I think it'll look pretty cool right there. A little bit more of the laying there like that. All right, there, get rid of some of that shadow. But thank you very much, I do appreciate it. I love to see your comments, thumbs up, thumbs down. Just let me know. All right, I do read them and I do answer. Thank you for your time, I do appreciate it. And once again, my name is Anthony Gray of Grayscale Painting. At this taping, the time of this taping, it is officially July 4th. So if you're out there eating hamburgers and hot dogs and everything, stay safe, be careful. You know, that social distancing thing and all that. All right, check you later.